The Ukrainians just shot down a weaponized Chinese drone. When they found the wreckage, it was a surprise. Ukrainian soldiers saw the Russian drone on the weekend. They shot at it with AK-47 rifles. The drone crashed in the woodland. It took some days to recover the wreck. What the soldiers found was a Mugen 5. The drone had been sent by the Russian army, but it was made in China. The Mugen 5 is not a combat UAV. It's a commercial aircraft, freely available online. Such improvised weapons are known as Alibaba drones. The Ukrainians also use them extensively. There was one very important difference, however. The Ukrainians always equip their drones with cameras. Sending a drone in blind makes very little military sense. Even if it's used as a kamikaze, it needs optical guidance. Otherwise, the chances of hitting a target are infinitesimal. This particular Mugen 5 was indeed weaponized. The $15,000 UAV was fitted with a bomb, but it had no camera. The drone was first spotted by SBU agents in Russian-held territory. SBU is Ukraine's security agency. The agents alerted the Ukrainian soldiers on the front line. This was near the city of Slavyansk in eastern Ukraine. The time was 2 a.m., March 11th. Fighters from the 111th Brigade of the Territorial Defense Forces heard the drone overhead. They even saw a light blinking on the aircraft. One of them described the scene.
From the sound, from the signal light, the troops fired a lot at it and knocked down the UAV.
The UAV was flying at very low altitude. That made it close enough to bring down with small arms fire. The UAV crashed, breaking apart on impact. The 44-pound bomb was lying intact nearby. The Ukrainians hooked a demolition charge to it. Then they drove some 1,640 feet away. The bomb detonated spectacularly. Then they went back to retrieve the Mugen 5 wreck. Apparently, the Russians had planned to use the drone as a bomber. That makes it different from kamikaze drones or loitering munitions. Those aircraft are strictly single-use. Bombers drop their payload and return back to base. They're usually fitted with high explosive fragmentation munitions. The release mechanisms for the bombs are 3D printed. They rely on photosensors. At the crucial moment, the operator turns on the drone's light. It shines on the sensor, opening the release catch. The bomb drops to its target. The use of such low-tech gadgets by the Russians means a lot. It shows the pitiful state of the Russian military-industrial complex. The sanctions are hurting Russia's manufacturing capabilities. Of course, China has not sanctioned Russia, but it has also refused to arm it, at least so far. Buying a commercial Mugen 5 Pro is pretty desperate. After all, Russia is supposed to have a powerful air force. Mugen Limited, the makers of the drone, say they're upset. They don't want their products to be used for military purposes.
We are trying our best to stop it,
Mugen says, but it's unclear how they could do it. The only way would be to stop shipments to Russia.